Almost every day Russians oppose the war. They express their disagreement in a variety of ways. In Podolsk, an elderly couple set fire to the building of the military registration and enlistment office. A 70-year-old man brought a gas canister, soaked a rag with it, set it on fire and placed it on the window. His 76-year-old wife filmed what was happening on video. Even the arrival of police officers did not stop the pensioners. In Dolgoprudny, a pensioner got into an argument with other bus passengers. She called Russia an empire on stools and called the war senseless.
You go where you go. Did you go to war in gumshoes? In rubber boots and tanks on stools, everything is stolen.
For this, one of the passengers decided to punish the pensioner, pushing her off the bus. But the number of Russians who are ready to oppose the war is growing every day. Sociologists attribute this to a general fatigue from everything that is happening. Some were initially categorically against the war, while others felt the deterioration of the quality of life. Russian bloggers conducted an experiment. Moscow residents were invited to ask Putin one question.
When will the war end?
When will the war end? When will the war end?
I wouldn't ask anything, I would just listen.
When he leaves?
When will we live in peace?
When will the military operation end? How long will the military operation in Ukraine last?
According to polls, 70% of Russians support the war unleashed by their state on the territory of Ukraine, but this data cannot be called objective, since the majority of Russians now do not answer truthfully. They say what they think authorities want to hear, because they are afraid of prosecution.
70% of those who support the war are the oldest age category, age 60 and older, and the younger age categories, of course, the numbers are completely different. Most of the youth are against the war. They have been against the war from the very beginning. The rate among middle-aged people is 50%.
The Kremlin fears anti-war sentiment as the frustration of Russians with the so-called special operation grows. Pickets are held daily in major Russian cities by those who advocate an immediate end to the war in Ukraine. Photos are posted on social media.
First and foremost, we do not believe that war and dictatorship can simply be waited out, that all this will end somehow by itself, that someone will do something instead of us. Bogdan Litvin, coordinator of Vesna movement on Telegram.
Already after the new year, the second wave of mobilization may begin in Russia. Many political analysts are talking about this. Then the protests in Russia will break out with renewed vigor. Reported by Serhiy Kulyas, Natalia Husak, UATV News.